I've been away for far too long, but now I'm on my way back home. I hear the west winds calling out my name. They're telling me to head your way, down your road and past your gates. Keep your eyes on the horizon. I was looking to belong when I'd already found my home. Won't be long, I'm there before the setting sun, for you to fall into my arms, a place I call my home. I was looking to belong when I already found my home.
All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another YouTube video. So I thought I'd do a little bit of a 70.3 Worlds recap. As you can see, I'm here in beautiful New Zealand. I'm actually in Gisborne, which is on the East Coast. I got the ocean behind me. I drove out here to this spot just for the aesthetics of this video. But no, I just want to go over 70.3 Worlds. It's been about a month now since I did the race. I kind of took the month of or I guess the back half of December, early January. Not necessarily completely off when it came to training and stuff, but just for my own mental health, I pretty much just, obviously I still had to work over the holidays and stuff like that with my business. But as far as training goes, content, I'm not gonna lie, I was definitely slacking just because I've been so go, go, go for the past 2 years, especially when it just has come to not just training, but obviously when you're trying to grow a business and it's something that you're super passionate about and it consumes so much of your time and so much of your energy. It was really nice for the first time, and I'd say a long time, where I was actually able to take a step back. And not have anxiety around taking a step back. It actually was quite nice. So yeah, I mean, the past month, I've just been traveling around New Zealand. Had an awesome Christmas, awesome New Year's, had some beers, obviously, ate a lot of good food. I feel like I'm in the race back to lose 5-10 pounds in this next month. Kidding, but yeah, no, it's just been a really good time. I've really enjoyed just taking a big step back this past month, and it's, if anything, just got me more excited for this upcoming year to focus on the things that I obviously, all the goals that I have for the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, etc. So no, I'm sure I threw in a little bit of a montage, hopefully, of just some things that I've gotten up to here in New Zealand over the past month. But where do I even start? I guess I'll dive right in to, I made a thing on my phone, so I make sure that I talk about all the things I want to talk to. So 70.3 Worlds, obviously that race was on December 15th. For those of you guys who don't know, I qualified for that race a year ago in Indian Wells. And so I spent this whole year of 2024 with this sole goal of absolutely crushing 70.3 Worlds. And honestly, it didn't go the way I wanted it to. For those of you guys who follow me, it wasn't my best race, and it definitely had me pretty disappointed, just because this was the one race that I actually targeted over the course of the year, 70.3 Calgary, 70.3 Victoria, Gulf Coast, Penticton 70.3. I didn't really target those races. I was just kind of training, focusing on this race at the end of the year. And for then it to not go my way, it was definitely pretty disappointing. But I mean, obviously having this past month to reflect on it and stuff, at the end of the day, it's just a race. I do these races for fun. And honestly, if I've learned anything over having a month off of training, it's just how much I appreciate and genuinely just enjoy having that routine. And yeah, having goals to work towards, whether it's a race, a goal, a performance goal, you name it, it's cool to have those goals in place. But I think for me, what I've realized is I need goals to give me maybe a little bit of direction, but it's the process and that daily repetition of just like what may seem like just like boring tasks, I just really enjoy doing that. Just slowly working towards something and just like focusing on being better than yesterday. Like it doesn't matter what it is, honestly, like whether it's like my business, trying to grow social media, obviously my own fitness when it comes to triathlon. Like I just love that process of getting a little bit better. And I think that's one thing that just having this step back this past month has really taught me. But no, I mean, 70.3 Worlds. So we got there 2 weeks before the race. It was definitely a good idea to come out a couple weeks early. I mean, obviously, I know not everybody has the flexibility to do that, but I came out 2 weeks early. Kind of gave me just some time to obviously get used to the weather out here and stuff like that, the wind, the roads. For those of you guys who came out and raced 70.3 Worlds, I'm sure you noticed just like how different the road quality is here in New Zealand versus like North America, or I'm sure other places in the world. It's just a bit more of a rougher type of road, so it is quite rattly. It's rough. It's not quite as fast, so it takes some getting used to for sure. But yeah, no, coming out 2 weeks early was great. Obviously, we were staying in the van leading into the race, which wasn't the best thing, but I mean, it definitely was a lot cheaper than getting an Airbnb, hence why we ended up going with the van. But I mean, no, the race itself, obviously, same sort of thing I do every race week. I mean, I start carb loading around the Thursday going into a Sunday race. All of that went really well. Honestly, was feeling pretty darn good, I'd say, going into the race. But I guess race morning, do my regular routine, wake up, shower, whatever, we go to swim start. And no, I mean, in terms of the swim, I honestly had a really good swim. I swam like a 30, I'll pop it up on the screen, like 30 minutes and something, which was like a 1:38 per 100 meter pace, which for me is a big PR. Obviously, my swim is something I've been working hard on. And if there's like one big positive to take away from the day was like my swim. I know I can swim kind of like around 30 minutes now, which is quite nice. And then obviously, yeah, going into the bike, it's kind of got, I mean, I don't know how, I'm a little bit rusty talking to the camera and I can't look directly at the camera because of the sun, so I do apologize. But I mean, no, going onto the bike, honestly, I just like the first, I'd say 5-10 kilometers into the bike, first 10-20 minutes, I like just felt like my legs had no juice. Like I had a full race plan. I was gonna push 275 to 280 watts, nothing that I haven't done before. And like, I just remember I looked down at my bike computer and I was pushing like 215 watts and it felt like 280. So that was definitely a bit of a heartbreaker, just seeing that at the beginning of the bike. And it kind of just, I had to kind of switch my mindset right then and there. And I was just like, because I think I've been quite lucky where a lot of races have just gone my way this past year. And I mean, just kind of accepting that 10 minutes into the bike and being like, all right, you're obviously not having your day. But I'm also just like the way I'm wired. Like I wasn't just going to like, I would never DNF a race unless I like was at risk of hurting myself. And I just told myself, well, obviously you're not going to like, I mean, it's not about hitting a PR, but obviously you're not going to have this performance that you've been kind of hoping for all year. So I just kind of had to switch my thinking to, rather than performing, now just simply leave everything that you can out there. And I genuinely can say I did that. The bike I ended up doing in 2 hours, 25 minutes. I averaged 230 watts, or 235 watts, like 240 some normalized. And for me, I pushed almost more power in my first ever 70.3. So like that was definitely pretty disappointing. And then getting off the bike, going onto the run course was definitely humbling. It was not flat like IRONMAN branded it as. And honestly, my legs were shot from the bike, so they were shot on the run. And I just like, it was definitely like survival mode a little bit. And I just told myself, you're not going to walk, just keep your feet moving. And I mean, I could sit here and I could just talk about the race and go into every little detail. But I mean, the truth is, I had a good swim. I didn't bike great. I just didn't have the legs. And then obviously the run, I didn't have the legs. So like all in all, the race didn't go the way I wanted it to, but like, I think like for me, just going back to what I said about how I've had a lot of races go my way this year, this was like a good kick in the face that I almost needed, just to like, not humble myself, but just like remind myself that like you can put in a shit ton of work and still things will not go the way you want it to. You cannot just think that because you do the work, you're guaranteed a result or you deserve a result. It's like, and I think I was so fixated on this goal of, well, I'm doing all this training, I'm focusing so much on blah, blah, blah. Like I'm gonna have this amazing result at 70.3 Worlds. And yes, that's partly yes and no kind of true, but like things aren't gonna go your way all the time. And I think that was just a good reminder of that. And if anything, it's just got me more excited for this upcoming year. So obviously like my main focus going into this next year is just keep getting better at triathlon. I mean, I'm an age grouper, obviously like being a coach now, my whole livelihood, my business is revolved around triathlon. And I wanna obviously share more on this YouTube channel just because like for me, I love making YouTube videos. Like I don't necessarily care, like I don't put out videos. I mean, obviously I enjoy when other people appreciate the videos I put out, but like a big reason why I like YouTube so much is for my own sake. Like I like going back, watching these videos. It's like almost like a diary of my life. And I'm just recording these chapters of things and that are these big events that are going on in my life. So yeah, my big goals for this year, I guess I'll talk a little, I mean, that's the 70.3 Worlds race recap in a nutshell. Again, I apologize. It's been a while since I've talked to the camera. But yeah, this upcoming year, my main goals are obviously in terms of racing. I got IRONMAN New Zealand coming up in about 6-7 weeks, March 1st. I'll be doing Victoria 70.3 in May. I believe that one, I forget the day, but that one's end of May. Then I'll be doing the Unbound Gravel 350 mile gravel race down in Kansas. And then I'll be doing Calgary 70.3 again, because that's a home race, super easy to get to. And then I'm gonna pick an Ironman in the back half of the year, probably October, November, to really go all in on. I was originally planning on sending New Zealand, getting a Nice slot, going to Nice, but obviously coming out to New Zealand for me for 3 months was quite expensive, and I just don't know. I think it'd be a smarter decision for me financially to obviously stay home, stay in North America for next September. Don't go to Nice, and just focus on training and obviously just, yeah, I mean, getting back into the, I mean, I don't want to say getting back into the process because like that sounds stupid. I don't know where I was going with that, but just like, I mean, no, focus on just getting better. And obviously like, at the end of the day, I'm an age group triathlete. Like, I don't mean to play myself down or anything. Obviously, I have big goals in the sport. Like, if I could turn professionally, I would, if I could. And obviously, maybe that's the long-term goal. I don't really know. I'm obviously a far ways from that. And I don't want to be like disrespectful saying I'm going to go pro when I still have this huge gap. But it's like, no, I mean, I just want to keep getting better. I mean, there's definitely some exciting things coming up here in the next couple months. I started working with a new coach just this past week, which is a huge change for me just in terms of programming. As most of you guys know, I've done a lot of my own programming with rather than having a coach give me workouts. It's been more of a mentorship role where I've gotten like a bunch of testing done, just metabolic testing, and had like an overview and insight in terms of what I'm doing. But now obviously having a coach, giving them the reins on everything I'm doing training wise will allow me to have less stress around my own training, obviously focus more on like my athletes, obviously coaching them, doing YouTube, and I mean, yeah, focusing on things outside of training that I care about. Because I think last year I really just like, I didn't burn myself out because I hate that word. I don't think I was burnt out, but I just think I failed to prioritize things in my life that like kind of like filled my cup, if that makes sense. Which for me, things that fill my cup is putting out content, putting out YouTube videos, making podcasts, posting on whatever, like honestly, it could just be posting on Instagram. Like those types of things fill my cup. So that's kind of what I want to focus on in 2025 is obviously like this whole idea. I said it in an Instagram post, but just planting seeds. So like posting a YouTube video every week, as dumb as that sounds, for me, it's just like, in terms of my mental health, it helps a lot. Especially when it's like, I mean, I'm sure not everybody can relate to this, but when you run your own business, it can be quite stressful just because it's like, it's all in your control. It's both a beautiful thing, but it's also a stressful thing. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and say what I do is stressful because I think everything's stressful. It doesn't matter what you do. And no, I honestly, I'm just excited for this year. I mean, 2025, I got obviously quite a few races that I'm going to be doing. Obviously, a few more might pop in there as we go along. I got 8 weeks left here in New Zealand, or 7 weeks left here in New Zealand. So, I mean, yeah, weekly training vlogs leading into IRONMAN New Zealand. Document, obviously, the travel out here. Where I'm staying out here in Gisborne is absolutely beautiful. So show you guys a little bit of that. And this upcoming weekend, I'm actually heading out to Tauranga, which is like a city just a few hours from here. I got an athlete who I coach who lives down here in New Zealand, Ed. I'll go up and watch him do the race Saturday. And yeah, I got a big 6-hour bike ride tomorrow. It'll be good fun. I'll video all of it. And but that's the 70.3 Worlds race recap. All in all, wasn't my best race. It was a kick in the face that I much definitely needed. And if anything, it's just got me excited for 2025 and everything coming up this year. So yeah, I need to keep doing these YouTube videos because I need to continue to get better at talking at the camera because it's definitely been a while. But thank you guys so much for watching, supporting me this past year. I mean, I'm genuinely grateful for all of you guys. I mean, I would not be here if it wasn't for obviously the things that social media has like brought into my life. So yeah, from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much. And I will see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned. I'll drop one this next week. Weekly vlogs, videos. It's priority A on my list. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys. Love you all.